You're listening to 182.3, Care What People Think.
Hello, welcome back to another episode of the Care What People Think podcast. I'm Ryan, and as always, I'm here with my co-host, Will. Do you want to say hi?
Bye.
Man said bye.
Sorry, that was cringe.
That was really cringe. That was terrible.
Yeah, keep talking.
All right. Well, today we're diving deep into the topic that is as modern as it is crucial, which is balancing screen time and real-life connections. But first, a quick reminder, your reviews and ratings mean the world to us, so don't forget to share your thoughts and what's working and what's not for us. So as we always do, let's kick things off with our weekly tradition where we share one thing that we're proud of from the previous week. And since I started off the episode, that means it is my turn. So to relate this to the episode a little bit, I am very proud of myself for staying off social media for the most part and knowing my limits when it comes to scrolling on my phone.
Hey.
I have worked my ass off in the last couple weeks. And honestly, I haven't had a choice, to be honest. But it is... I mean, I'm just even proud of myself because I don't have the desire at night as much. And I think week in, week out of not being on my phone, I've been getting a lot better and a lot deeper sleep than normal too. My days are like way more consistently full, but also not too much where I'm stressing to like finish everything. So it's like a good balance. And like I said, I used to scroll for hours, and I think with just being so busy, I can see my screen time lower and so much better to where I want it to be. So I also wanted to talk about this because I know it relates perfectly to your first point, but you can also chime in if you'd like.
Oh, well, I was just going to say I don't know if anyone remembers this, but whenever I would go to the eye doctor as a kid, they'd be like, or at least my mom, because my mom was really like healthy, like making sure that me and my brother weren't like eating trash food all the time. We would go outside and like be a healthy kid. They would always be like, so limit yourself to 2 hours of screen time a day maximum. Bro, who remembers that? Everything's on a fucking screen now. Everything's on. Try and do that. Try and do that right now. Oh, go to school. You're learning on a smartboard. Oh, go without the smartboard. Go in your own class. Oh, you're given a laptop or an iPad as a kid. Oh, you want to get rid of those and you want to teach it on paper? They're gonna push the paper in front of them and then just go on their phone, scroll on TikTok.
It's true.
Oh, you take their phone away? They're not doing the work. So
they have VR relationship, VR first date. We talked about that earlier.
That's just like
they're gonna go on Roblox and find a girlfriend, bro. They're gonna get on
that's
the internet, and it's gonna happen. So
yeah. So 2 hours is like what it used to be, which is crazy because that was, in the grand scheme of things, that was only like, well, it makes me sound old, but it was like 10, not even. It was like 12 years ago. 12 years ago, they would be like 2 hours of screen time. That's it. But like everything is on that now. And I was just going to say that as a fact in general, because I think that's crazy, because that if you give yourself a number like that, you're setting yourself up for tons of failure, because that is so hard to do nowadays.
Well, I actually have a contrary point. I feel like you generally get more in tune with your body's needs like over time. So like me personally, I can go to sleep easier than I was as like a 5-year-old. I don't know, for whatever reason. I think it's like my willpower or whatever. Just to like be able to set down my phone and be like, okay, this will make me feel better tomorrow.
That's true.
So for me, actually, yeah. I kind of have
No, I would probably say between us two, I definitely stay up later. But then I totally relate to you with the second where it's like, I'm deciding to go to bed. I literally just turn my phone off and then put it to, like, I put it on a table and then I just go to bed. Lights out. No music, no scrolling. Like, that's, again, we already talked about this, but that's why I don't have my phone in dark mode, because it's so easy to keep scrolling in dark mode when if it's in light mode and you're getting fucking flashbanged every time you're scrolling, you can't deal with that. So it makes, at least for me, it hurts my eyes. So I'll just put my phone down and then I'll just go to bed. But the 2 hour thing, the other point I was going to say, which is hilarious, I don't know if this applies to you, but isn't it funny how our parents, the people that enforced 2 hour time limits, don't give a fuck about it now and or use it more than we do? I don't know if that's a trend with you, but my parents, for example,
it is.
They are way more like, not as like, if you told them that there was a 2-hour window back in the day, they would have been like, oh shit, you're right. When it's like, in my head, I know every day what I do for a job is like really unhealthy. I go and I work a 9-to-5 job and I look at a screen every day. That's like mad unhealthy, which I know because I was taught to be on it for 2 hours. But I just think it's funny that the older generation that taught the younger generation don't follow the rule anymore, and they don't really like think about it, I feel like.
I think
But
another
that's-
rule that was set back in the day was like, well, kids, stay off your phone like when you're in a group setting, you know, like don't be on your phones and
Facts.
disrupt everything. Bro,
Facts.
now I swear it's the boomers that are on
Yep.
their phones more, being like, smile, take a picture, this is for my Instagram or whatever it is. But it's
Facebook.
just like Facebook. Yeah, I'm like, dude, I am better. I am more in the moment than you were. And you were so hypocritical for saying that back in the day. But you are so right, though. I mean, the thing, like the fact that it's been 12 years probably, and all of that has changed is insane.
Yeah. No, I.
Another
Yeah.
one for me actually was no technology. Sorry, bro. I totally just cut you off.
No, I just turned into fucking
I know, I
Wally
heard
for a hot second. You can. No, you can keep going. I'm gonna move into my second point.
Okay, well, real quick, I was gonna say, you remember when you couldn't have your phone in your room before bed? Me personally, I would give my parents
yes.
my phone. Actually,
I wouldn't have that, but I get. Yeah.
they just
Kind
like
of.
didn't allow you to have your phone because they were like, well, then you'll just be texting people or figuring like stuff like that. And now, I mean, I know it comes with like maturity and stuff too, but dude, now I have 2 monitors, I have a big ass TV, I have my laptop in my backpack right next to my bed, and a phone. I have so many things that I could be doing, and I know it comes with like age too, because I don't want my kids to be on like technology all the time when they're going to bed and stuff, but I don't know. It just feels hypocritical. Anyway, get into your next point.
Yeah. Man lives in radiation zone with all those screens
Oh, and I have 7 microwaves, so.
inside each other, microwaving a microwave, microwaving a microwave.
Science.
I was gonna say a way to combat this 2-hour rule that used to exist, which actually I think still applies today. This is also what like doctors. I shouldn't say that. I have zero knowledge of anything science based. I am an idiot. But what I have been heard or been told about eye doctors is they recommend the 20-20-20 rule. I don't know if you know this. I think it actually does help. I try to do it more often than not. Basically, say you have a job and you work 9 to 5 and you stare at a screen all day. Every 20 minutes, look away 20 feet for 20 seconds. So it gives you a break for your eyes to like gain some depth back. So you're not just looking at something so close up in your face for as long with the blue light. Like you just like, which in my office works really well because I'm not in an office with like cubicles. I'm just at like a table with coworkers. And so like I'm against the wall. So when I like look away from my screen, I can look 20 feet to the other side of the room, like almost out the window basically. And I can just do that. And that's just like a really good break from the screen, which I feel like maybe it's a bit easier in school because you can like take a break from your screen and like interact with like a partner or a friend and you can just like talk or whatever. But like
It's actually a really good tip. I've never heard of that before.
I would recommend that. It just makes your eyes feel better. Well, I don't really notice it, but I notice it makes them not feel as strained. So I try and do it as much as I can. But obviously when grind is in grind mode, you just grind.
With
Fuck the
grind is in grind
20.
mode, bro. I don't go to sleep. I just grind on the blue light filter, and I just keep looking at the screen.
I actually
put
wear
those
magnifying Crocs.
I put those Crocs into sport mode. I take off all my clothes, and I just go to grind mode.
I was gonna say I wear fucking. Oh man, my joke just sailed and left the fucking boat. I was gonna say I wear the goddamn. No, I'm sinking. What the
Probably
fuck
because
is
you
it
were
called?
looking at your screen too long.
No,
That's probably why.
you know what? That's actually true.
Your brain's
mi-
turning
micro-
to mush.
the
Don't I sound like
micro-
your mom?
And this is what happens when you look at your screen for more than 2 hours a day.
Your
No,
brain
the
turns to
fucking
mush.
what do you, the search thing, the search glass, the little like you hold
What
it up
the
to your
hell?
eye.
The search bar?
No, search glass. It's a piece of glass. Microscope? No, searching glass.
Magnifying glass?
Yeah, that one. Yeah,
Bro.
I wear 2 magnifying glasses so I get more blue eyed in my eyes. That was my shit joke, but that didn't
There's
land.
no way, dude. You were just saying,
Your
bro,
turn.
for literally probably a minute, a full minute, right there, to say a magnifying glass. That was the joke. That's crazy.
That was a pretty funny joke.
It was amazing, dude. Anyway, we talked exactly about how like 2 hours of screen time was like the norm back in the day, but you got to find your own balance for this digital consumption in your own life, and it is so important to set these boundaries, to have your own personal time as well. For me personally, I find time just to sit outside without technology. I even do this like 3 to 4 times a week for about 15-20 minutes, whether that's like literally tanning or just sitting outside reading a book or maybe taking your dog for a walk, whatever it is, just to like go outside without any technology. And even during these times, I usually don't have my headphones in either. I'm trying to just like immerse myself in nature, right? Or just something without
In
technology.
reality. Yeah.
No, yeah, like literally just without. So, I also talked about this a long time ago in episode 3 or 4, I think. But I leave my phone on my desk.
Oh yeah,
Away
you're
from,
insane. I'm not
yeah,
like that.
yeah. So it's not even like actually an arm's reach from my bed. It's like maybe 5 feet away. So I'm not tempted to scroll on any form of social media before bed, and I feel like that's really helped me a lot. And I actually have a challenge for you, as the listeners out there, and also you, Will. But I want to challenge you just to not go on your phone for an hour. I want you to find an hour throughout one day, um, with either a friend, a family member, or just whoever it is, or even by yourself if you really want to do it by yourself. But just make sure you are fully set to this. Set a timer for 1 hour. Put your phone in another room, and just embrace no technology. And I mean phone, tablet, whatever it is. Just don't
Okay,
be
so you
looking at
mean
a screen.
screens in general.
Yeah, my fault. My fault.
Okay. No, that's fair because I don't want to say I did that already, but like a month ago, I was in the pool for like 6 hours.
Bro said a month ago.
So
That's crazy. Not like
yeah, so
yesterday.
like
No, I'm
well,
saying like
by the
I'm saying
time
like
that this episode comes out, a month ago, I was at the pool with my girlfriend and friends. And so there's like 6 of us. And so we were outside from 1 p.m. until or yeah, I think 1 until 7. I wasn't on my phone. That's a good challenge though in general to do because for me I would only do the tanning.
But did you
thing,
check
so.
your phone throughout the
No.
pool?
No, because
Good.
I was just
Okay,
jumping in
good.
on the pool.
Good.
So
Okay. That then you did complete it. But I do.
But
really,
I'm gonna do it again.
No, I think it's really cool because like notifications like can definitely like trigger you to look at your phone and stuff. So that's what I meant by like putting it in another room. Don't have any distractions, and even if you're for that hour, you're just like fuck it, let's go on a bike ride, or let me literally lay in my bed and stare at the ceiling. Whatever it is, just try it for a damn hour, and then in my opinion, I've tried this before. It's like a full-on detox. You feel so much better after. So that's
Well, it's
what
cool
my
too
challenge.
because it'll get you bored, and usually boredom is such a good catalyst to get you like doing something, whether it's creative, whether it's something to like, I don't know. I guess you could fucking okay. You know what? A little caveat to what your challenge is: no, sleeping doesn't fucking count. You can't set your phone down and be like, "Okay, I'm gonna do this challenge," and then you fall asleep for an hour and you wake up. That doesn't count.
Agreed. I was also
You
gonna
have
say
to-
maybe your pool is like kind of not counting either. I'm wondering if it's just like you don't have any activities planned, right? And you're just like, well, I'm gonna put my phone in the other room, start the timer, done, and then you figure out something to do for
That's
an hour.
fair.
So that's kind of what I was trying to get at. Instead of like, oh yeah, I went to the gym for an hour and I only had one headphone in. That doesn't count. I want you to like fully engulf and embrace the fact that you have no technology, and see how you feel after that.
That's fair. You're talking about digital consumption, which finding that balance. Also, I think something that's really important is don't lie to yourself. Like what you're doing online, if you're just consuming or you're creating, know kind of like the line of that, in my opinion. So when I got sick with my random ass disease for another episode, that was in 2017 and part in 2019. And when I got sick, I was sick for like months. And I was in and out of the hospital, and I was like doing fucking nothing. and I was just watching like cartoons or YouTube, which like is pretty. I feel like that is like to like make sure I was like okay. That was like good, like to do. Like I think that was okay. But the problem is like my parents would ask me like, say I would be like, hey, I'm gonna work on a YouTube video or something, and they'd come in and be like, so are you working on a video? And I literally, maybe I've said this before, I literally would be like, yep, I'm doing research. No, I fucking wasn't. I was watching a YouTuber and I was too sad to fucking create. It's okay to be too sad to create, but don't lie to yourself and say I'm researching and then you are not researching. You're not
Yeah,
creating. You're just
say you're
like,
taking it easy.
yeah,
You know?
like exactly. Like if I was being more honest with myself, like I'm being impacted with a huge like medical situation. This is okay to act like this rather than I'm sick, but I'm pushing through it because I'm like researching and this fits in this video in the future. And like it doesn't have to be all that. It can just be it's okay. I'm not okay. Which is hard to do in the moment because that time I was 16 or 17 and then 18 or 19. But I just know that was like a big thing because if you keep lying to yourself, it's easier to stay in that routine and then just lie to yourself over and over and over and be like, oh, I'm creating this thing or I'm researching, but like you're just going down the rabbit hole on YouTube videos because you're interested in a topic. And it's like you could do that for a night. That's like your little cheat for the day. It's like, oh, I'm going to go down through the most fucking crazy rabbit hole about rabbits. I don't know. You could fucking do that. But like if you are telling yourself that like it's essential and you don't know.
Also, once you lie like once, it only makes it worse in the future. I think you just kind of said that, but then you just lie again and you're like, wait, that's kind of easy. Wait, this is like, let me just keep doing it. It kind of feels like I'm doing work, but it really just makes it worse in the long term. And
yeah,
honestly,
and you feel worse.
I'm going to tell you my split with the difference between consuming or like creating in social media or just like when looking at a screen, right? So I would love to say that I'm a 50-50 split, but that is not honest. That is a lie. I think it's way more like 20% creativity, 80% consuming. And I'll tell you why. I feel like I use social media, especially like YouTube and Instagram, for more of like a dopamine release than anything else. Especially recently, I've had a lot of days where I just don't want to put effort into creating something, but instead want to be a potato on a goddamn couch and just watch a screen. And like I'm telling you now, it's better just to be forward with that. And how do you feel about that? Like even though I just told you I'm a bum sometimes, wouldn't you rather me be truthful than be like, yeah, I create all the time. I haven't watched a YouTube video for pleasure in months.
No, that's true. It's just I think it's very hard to be on it. I think it's probably more difficult to be honest with yourself than it is to be honest with other people because yourself is you, and if you know something's amiss, you are the only one that can fix it, which is really kind of terrifying and intimidating.
So that's like, what I was getting at. That's why I asked you, because I was like, it's easier just for you to say, yeah, sure. I mean, like, it doesn't matter, and obviously it doesn't matter to you, but to me, it's the battle I'm fighting with myself. So,
yeah. No, I mean, like we said, just being phasatic, I think that's fine. But like, I don't know. For me, when I got sick, I got I started to feel gross after like 3 months. First of all, my summer was ruined because I just fucking stayed inside and didn't do shit. Second of all, I felt gross because I'm like, I'm fucking doing nothing. Like, I feel like I hit a wall where I was like, I just was a potato for 3 months. I mean, valid. I was super, super sick, but like. Yeah. I wanted to do something like even if I was sick, I still had 2 legs and I could walk outside and lay in the sun for an hour. That would have been better of a decision than to lie to myself and be like, I'm working. Because, bro, if you're working, you can't work when you're sick. Like, realistically, you should never work when you're sick. And that's a privilege to say. But, like, if you keep working while you're sick, there will be, like, a time when it really, it really catches up and you'll get, like, really, really sick. And then you can't work.
And that's all, like, take that with a grain of salt, but I agree with you.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it just doesn't make sense to keep pushing if it's not going to actually produce the result you want. And even if it does produce the result you want, Will said, like, perfectly, he said, yeah, it's going to be worse in the future. So, this next point is actually for relationships, the impact of it with mental health, relationships, whatever it is. And we talked about relationships in the last 3 episodes, so big up that. We're on this little relationship trend. But I just want to kind of have a little story time. But when I was back in high school, I would watch YouTube or play video games for hours after I went to school. So if we know a high school schedule, what is that, like 8 a.m. to 4 p.m., maybe 3 p.m.? Whatever it was,
Yeah.
it was like a 7 hour like break after school that I should have been like doing homework and other stuff, which sure I allocated like 30 minutes to because I didn't give a shit about high school. But basically I was averaging like 5 or 6 hours a night, whether that was YouTube, video games, whatever. And I noticed over time that I was getting depressed and unmotivated to do simple tasks. My moods shifted quicker and it was harder to set goals because there was definitely like a huge blur in my life where it was just video games, YouTube.
Wait, are you
blah, blah,
talking
blah.
like 2017, 18 high school? Like
Um,
prime Fortnite? Like prime Fortnite. Because we been
Yeah.
fucking... Dude, we were playing that game like 7 hours a day. Every day. Every week.
Yeah,
every
that
weekend.
was definitely around when like it would happen. And although we were playing all the time, I also developed so much anxiety because my sleep schedule was absolutely shit. And I'm not
Oh,
saying
yeah.
like there were plenty of days where like it was actually like a lot of fun, don't get me wrong, but like so many problems with this. And so basically what I was trying to get at is I had a summer, I think this was actually like during all this, where my anxiety was so bad that I was like bedridden and I locked myself in my basement. I was actually watching
Damn.
Stranger Things like season 1 or 2. I forget what it was, but it was that would have been right in 2019 actually, because I was trying to go over to Europe for a week or two to visit with a friend, and I actually had to cancel it because of like how fucked I was. So,
Damn. I didn't know.
took a lot of willpower just to like not go on anxiety medication and instead look at some of the factors like that were in my life at that time, like my screen time, Fortnite, and also the lack of social interaction that I had that also started me on a way better path. Like when I was outside of my basement and I started talking with people, and although it felt like shit sometimes, it also started me on such a better path. I had a better sleep schedule. I was off my screens more, and yeah, better impact is what I'm trying to say.
That's... Damn. I really didn't know that. That's really good, though. If you're gonna listen to one thing, I feel like I'm a fucking reality star or like on a reality show where I'm the cameraman and they're like, "Yeah, fucking cry in front of the camera. Tell me how
I'm
hard
just
and
over
traumatic
there
this was."
I'm just over there crying, and then it just goes over to you, and that's
And
gonna be all tonight, bro.
I'm just like, look over here. Look over here. You're not looking at the camera. Lighting guy, hey, you need it to be. She's too overexposed right here. The fucking boom operator. The mic is in the shot. Fucking lift it up. So I felt.
Get that mic in her face right now. Come on, get those tears. I'm trying. I'm trying.
We got fake tears on standby. Come on. Wait, come on. We don't have that much time. We were done 30 minutes ago.
Okay.
If
All
you're
right,
gonna listen
panning
to
over.
one thing through this episode, remember to take breaks, whether that's from screen, whether that's from just social media in general. But the importance of breaks cannot be overlooked or underestimated. Just because you may think you're a Giga Chad, maybe in 5 years you're not a Giga Chad. Not to be pessimistic, but fucking life's crazy. So
Also, challenge.
just, oh yeah, and then yeah, take this challenge seriously. Like, actually, I know I already said I did it, but literally, I guess if you want to be like, 100% lock in, turn your phone all the way off, and then put it in a different room, and then go do something. Go on a walk, go outside, go hang out with friends, go tan, go do something where there's not a screen. And don't go to the fucking movies. That doesn't count. And don't sleep. That doesn't count either. Can you imagine
Jesus.
someone's like, I did the challenge. What did you do during the challenge? Oh, I watched Oppenheimer. Fucking 3-hour movie.
I went to T-Mobile and looked at some new phones, but it wasn't mine. Mine was in the other room, dude.
That's a crazy statement.
What were
That's
you doing
some
there?
shit
What were you doing there? Well, I downloaded Candy Crush.
Oh, you're at a restaurant. You're like, I can't look at the menu. I can't. I said I wasn't gonna look at a screen for the next hour.
There's only QR codes. You're like, shit. Oh man.
Damn. Yeah. Remember, care what people think, and we'll see you next week.
See you next week on 182.3.